What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we had some news about what is next for Destiny, and this came in the form of this week at Bungie for the 19th of January 2017. So Bungie speak about the hotfix that we saw just a few days back and the return of the Iron Banner, and then say now we come back to the eternal question that defines the Destiny player experience, and that of course is what's next. And so here we learn a few things about really what's going to be coming up over the next 2 or 3 months. So they firstly say that Crimson Days will not be making a return this year. So Crimson Days is absolutely not a thing inside of 2017. Bungie say that they enjoyed adding some gunfire to your date night, but we have other plans instead. We're dedicating our efforts to delivering different things for you to play. Last week at Bungie, we teased that you haven't heard the last from the live team. Their next content update is taking shape. We're super excited to tell you about it, but not so excited that we'll jump the gun. There will come a time when we'll take a seat on our streaming set to talk about how we'll spend the springtime together. That moment will come closer to the thaw. It's rarely our policy to issue guarantees about things that are not yet certified for download. Given the work that is being done behind the scenes, however, we feel like we can start to call the shot. So we've been reassured that content is on the way, for sure. It sounds like it will be somewhat substantial, potentially, seeing as they hint to a live reveal on Twitch, but when precisely that will be is not entirely clear. They do talk about how we'll spend the springtime together, and they use the phrase closer to the thaw, so presumably it's looking like, March or April time before we get anything significant. Of course, it's a little bit disappointing that we won't see Crimson Days this year in February, so that potentially means no content until after February. Nonetheless though, it sounds like something larger is being worked on, so that is of course always good. Up next, they mention weapon balance, so this is kind of a big deal for the community right now. They say that if all goes according to plan, the next Destiny update will include some design work to refine weapon balance. The exact release date is to be determined, and the full list of fixes and changes are to be revealed. So they actually quote an older post where the Sandbox team talk about the fact that balance is something that they think about, but currently Bungie say our current goal is to deliver a patch that will change up the meta before you have a renewed call to arms. That's a forecast more than a promise, but that's how things go when you're working in a world built from ones and zeros. Testing and investigation are ongoing, which means that we're closing in on a fresh solution, and we'll have more to say as the exact details come into sharper focus. So we've been assured that some kind of weapon tuning is also being worked on, and it looks like before we get this next spring update of content, whatever that will be, we're at least likely to hear about this balance patch, if not actually receive it. So for now, it's going to be a few more weeks, I think, before we get anything concrete in terms of what's next for the game, but things are most certainly in the pipeline, and it sounds like there could be some depth to the content update they refer to, so that's definitely promising. But next up, we have more confirmed Bungie bounty targets, including My Name is Bife, which will be helpful for people in the UK and potentially Europe. We've got Mtashed, Gathalion, Triple Wreck, Zyro TV, and a few more which you guys can check out. I will link the blog post in the description below. But Bungie go ahead to assure us that there will be more bounties going forward after the ones are listed here. So as far as getting different regions and everything like that, they are working on it. They also briefly talk about bans and restrictions, and there's some info about all of that kind of stuff. But otherwise, that is about it, guys. So no Crimson Days this year. There is going to be some kind of decent content update inside of the spring by the looks of things. They're also promising us some kind of balance update in the window of time before or when that happens. So there is stuff to look forward to in the spring, but absolutely it's going to be at least a few weeks yet until anything happens. So there you go, guys. That is what we've learned today in This Week at Bungie. Let me know down below how you feel about all this. Are you disappointed that we've got a bit of a gap now coming up? I'm certainly excited to see what it is that we're going to get, and hopefully the wait will be worthwhile. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, a like below is super appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny content. For now though, thanks for watching, and you guys have an awesome day.